What's up, guys? Day 48 of my 365-day adventure / challenge, and I'm working on something every day. So today I'm talking about financial plan. And with a financial plan, of course, there's so many things that can go into it, but I'm just going to focus on one thing. So I was listening to Robert Kiyosaki and Kim Kiyosaki's radio, channel, not channel, but I think it's just their radio show, but they stream it on YouTube. Maybe it's also on XM, I'm not sure. But definitely check them out. They are my first mentors ever in the financial realm. I read Rich Dad Poor Dad when I was about like 21, and it totally changed my whole financial perspective. Like, it was amazing. And I believe it's now the #1 selling financial book of all time. I believe it beat out Think and Grow Rich. So it's pretty cool. Anyways, one thing that Kim was saying today on the show was a man is not a financial plan. And I really loved that in the sense that it's all about independence. And I will also say too that a woman is not a financial plan, and a human is not a financial plan. The best financial plan that you can have is like really educating yourself and looking at your own beliefs, especially around money. And I get that there are people that, stay at home while another, maybe parent or the other person in the house is out there working. But there was a crazy statistic that people that are elderly, that are in poverty, 80% of them are women. And it's just a crazy thing because, especially probably for the elderly today, their era, a lot of those women didn't work. So for the people now that are building their own financial retirement or whatever it is, or maybe you are a stay-at-home mom, or you're just starting out, really thinking about how can I create something for myself? How can I add value in some type of way? Because Kim also said that many people in their studies, they lose passion for their life. And usually when there's only one person providing financially, a lot of the people are usually in the home space. And that's when people can get lost in their kids or lost in their significant other. And they start to kind of, lose that passion for whatever it is that they're doing. And then that could be something that starts to play with the mental game. So I really just loved it because my dad always raised me to be super independent when it came to finances. He said, never rely on a man, always be independent, even if you ever get married, just to hold your own. And my husband and I, we have separate bank accounts. I pay my half of the rent. We don't keep tabs as far as like writing out penny for penny what's there. It's kind of like we do it the same way as friends. It's like, oh, okay, I'll go out to lunch, maybe get coffee. Okay, I'll get it this time, they'll get it next time. It's kind of like that's how we do it. And I plan on working. If I ever do have kids, I enjoy it. And I will say I have friends that don't, and it's to each their own, but it's really just looking at having the conversations around money with whoever it is that you do money with. And it's because a lot of their stories too where women thought that their husbands were integrity with money, that the bills were paid, that just whatever, that there was a life insurance plan, and there was just a bunch of mess that was left for a lot of people. So even if you're not somebody that actually is doing the work, or that's something that you guys have decided not to do, I definitely at least would maybe recommend looking at, I still want to have a financial education, read financial books, know what's up, know the language, like maybe be involved somehow, like, hey, can I pay the bills? Let me like balance the checkbooks, like what is all the information? Have a file put away somewhere that if something were to happen, these are all the companies and businesses, and that you build those relationships with those financial planners, the people that are running your life insurance. It's just so important and will save so many headaches in the end. And I really think it's all about thinking with the end in mind. And also kind of a shout out to my grandma, something that I thought was super cool and very inspiring and motivating just as a female. My grandma in the early 1940s, maybe 1940, 41, she actually was the one that saved the entire down payment for my grandma and grandpa's first house. And in 1940, a female creating that income to be able to buy their family's first house is pretty amazing. And her drive was that their conversation was, my grandpa basically said, let's not have kids until we have a home. And my grandma was like, all right, I want family, I want kids, and she went to work. So I hope that just has people think a little bit, because there's just a lot of unspoken conversation around money when really those are crucial conversations that need to be had. And to have the courage to do it. Also, people that are dating. This is a little tidbit. Take it however you would like, but even on my first unofficial date with my husband, I asked him, I was like, hey, what are your financial goals? What is your debt? Like, where are you at? Because I know what I'm committed to and what I want in my life. And I knew that if that question didn't settle well with him, that's totally cool. Like, to each their own. It just wouldn't be a right fit for me to continue hanging out with him and then eventually dating him. And I love it. He didn't even blink an eye and was very open. And I just knew, all right, cool. Like, you're a cool dude. Let's keep going, you know? And it wasn't necessarily just that. Of course, we talked about a million other things, but it is a key thing. If you Google what is the number one reason for divorce, it's finance. So it's very important for us to all add value, I think, in our families in whatever way that we can, or at least be involved. And the biggest thing is just taking our own responsibility. So I am going to continue to do that myself. There is so much to know. Doesn't mean I have to be a master, but I definitely want to know what is key and what is important, and making sure that I'm with the right people and that they're people that, you know, they're where I want to be. You always want to surround yourself with people that are more successful than you. So that is day 48, guys. We're getting close to 50. Pretty cool. Anyways, financial plan. If you don't have one, it's fine. Just go and start. It all starts with one step. And like Marie Forleo said yesterday, everything is figure outable. It may seem overwhelming at times, but really, it's always pretty simple. It's just getting over the barriers in our mind. All right, bye.